Good morning, Advantage members. It's Tuesday, August 3rd. Price of BTC currently at $37,800. So looks like we broke up overnight. So that movement that we saw yesterday, that sharp movement that we saw right here, it looks like that was really the one last rejection of the weekly open, and we start to break down past the 39,250 support area that we were talking about, right? So if you got to initiate a short, it would have probably been on the break of that 39,250 level on this particular candle right here. So this is a 1 hour chart, right? So on a 1 hour basis, when you see a big strong candle like this, statistically, I mean, you can go short from here, right? And then your stop would be up here above the weekly open. Remember yesterday I told y'all that the support levels below for targets, if you want to go for short position, is the sweep of these lows. The next target is the June monthly open, and then way the heck down here around the July monthly open area. Okay. Now, I still kind of believe that the market is going to be more choppy before it really starts to break down. But obviously, the bears have done a pretty darn good job over the last, what is this, like 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24 hours of printing, straight red candles. Okay. So this is, in my opinion, a pretty strong, bearish push to the downside. All right. And so, especially on the daily, if we kind of look at this, right, we faced a clear rejection of the $42,000 level. We swept this high of that liquidity, the short liquidity above here. And now we're starting to break down. Another key SR level is this $38,000 on the daily basis that I pay attention to. But more importantly, right, if we go back to the weekly, this is kind of how we look. Okay. And by the way, this white line that you see is the yearly VWAP. Remember, VWAP is volume weighted average price. It's basically when the price action is moving up, what is the volume associated with each of these candles? And then this kind of line gets built. Okay. So it is particularly useful in the US equity markets. And I've also found it useful in crypto as well, especially BTC. So just something that you should be paying attention to as well. Okay. Now, in this particular area, remember, I just showed you all that $38,000 marker, right? Here's how that $38,000 marker looks on the weekly. See that? It's basically the range high of this area right here. Now, people have different ways of looking at the range high. Like I kind of do both ways and see what's useful. For example, sometimes, you can pick the wicks, right? And say, hey, this might be the range. So we could do something like this, right? So we just do this and say that might be another range high, and then this might be another range low. Okay, that works too, because as you can see, we kind of ping that same range high. And then if you look at it right there, you kind of ping that range low too multiple times, right? So the point is, like, it really becomes a game of, semantics, if you will, of how you want to go about drawing your ranges. With the wicks, I also kind of pay attention to the body closes too. It's not that the body closes are more important than the wicks or vice versa. It's just, what is the chart respecting as per levels? And in this particular instance, obviously the chart respected this high, which we banged into right here. But now, in my opinion, when we had this sideways movement right here, notice a majority of the candle body closes and opens happen in this area. So I find this range marker to be particularly useful, which is around $38,000. So how would one play this? Well, at the beginning of the week, I made a video and I told y'all that, hey, if price, say, comes back into this area, right, on a weekly basis, or even you can look at it on a monthly basis, you could say, all right, you know what? I'm going to buy the longs as price retest anything at this level or slightly below. As long as the market is not completely nuking, meaning you'd have to probably have your stop below the low of this weekly candle. So you can go long literally right now, because guess what? We're at 38,000 flat, and we're at 38.2 as a weekly SR level. So you could technically go long here and say, you know what, I'm going to buy this because it's a weekly level, and you would be fine. But just remember, your stop and your risk have to be below this area. And everything that you get below, you can also buy as a long, once again, as a stop below this area. But the ideal hope is that by the end of the week, which is in 5 days and 12 hours, as you can see right here, this candle right here, the red candle, must close above this weekly SR level. Because if it doesn't close above that, that means that it is not respecting that level. And this weekly might close lower. And then the following weekly might just shit the bed and go lower as well. Okay. Those are really the concerns that you want to be paying attention to. Okay. Monthly basis, again, kind of like the weekly high that I just showed you. That's the same high right there. As you can see, we kind of tagged that, but we're really struggling to break above that level, right? So just as I said earlier, the weekly chart, if you want to go long, you can, based on that weekly SR level of 38.2. You can also say, you know what, I will go long as price stays and closes above this monthly open. Now, guess what? The monthly close is about 28 days away. So let's just say the price grinds down at the beginning of the month and it gets all the way to like 32K. You can go long here, but you better pray and hope that the following month, the end of this month, closes back up above this SR level, which is the open of this green candle that you see, which is 35,000 flat. Okay. The point is that many different ways to skin a cat, many different ways to go long, many different ways to go short. If you wanted to go short, say you wanted to go swing short, right? Very easy position, very easy. The most easily definable risk right now is just stop above here. You go short here, or you build short all the way from here on the way up, right? First target profit, very clean level is 35,000. It's the cleanest level that you can find. Okay. The other target profit for your short position, if you want to go swing short, is the yearly open. Below that, then, we start getting into the argument of 25K, 20K, all that jazz. I'm not going to get into that because we're pretty far away, right? We're at 38K. So it's kind of pointless right now. Okay. So point is, we're now stuck between resistance and a weekly support level, right? Remember to play the ranges. Okay. All you got to do is remember support, resistance, buy support, sell resistance, sell resistance, right? Buy back into support, meaning close your short out into support. That's how I would play it. For now, you guys know very well, the things that I'm paying attention to, for example, are we obviously did a big write-up on Avalanche. Okay. This honestly deserves a huge, kudos and a clap for Bradley. He's been really kicking ass and doing these deep research articles for us because we did AVAX. Previously, we did Olympus DAO. We did Curve Finance. What else do we do? Well, all the different projects in DeFi that you should be paying attention to. We're starting to write more and more of these articles because we find it useful to be aware, cognizant of the fundamentals of what's happening in good projects. And if you pay attention to good projects, right? Yeah, you might be wrong. Yeah, you might get rugged. Things might get hacked, but at least you know exactly what to pay attention to in terms of fundamentals, what is actually a growing part of the fundamental space. And it keeps you up to date with, what a good project could be and what a bad project could be. All right. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. Very happy that Bradley wrote that for us. Again, this is all still part of the Alpha Trades community. You guys get this as Advantage members, of course, and then you can obviously ask me personally, questions about these projects, and I will always list to y'all all the positions that I have taken for Advantage members. You guys know very well, my position updates for my main account are in here. For the 5K account are in here. Yesterday, what we did was we closed out of our Rune long position, somewhere around $7.30. Closed out a little early because it actually hit the target zone of $7.50 to $8. If y'all see, my range to target was $7.50 to $8, right? Rune hit about $7.25 and then it went up higher. So I got out of that trade, but we still made $300, right? Not bad, honestly. Actually, I think that's good, you know. And guess what? We didn't have to suffer the drawdown today, right? Because guess what? We would have actually, I think, been stopped out. Where was our stop? Stop was set 670. What is the low of this candle? 671.5. Yeah. So very close to being stopped out, but nonetheless, I'm glad we got out of that trade in profit. It's crazy how that works, huh? Like would have missed it by basically a penny. So anyway, now we're once again just sitting in cash. Okay, waiting for the market to kind of show us again if there's any good buying opportunities out there. Can we, get into anything that may be worthwhile, right? One thing that I'm paying attention to is projects like Perp, which I've told you about, projects like Link, FTT, Sushi, Solana. Those are really my favorite projects right now. Okay, if we kind of pay attention to Sushi, all right, here's kind of what's happening in the Sushi world. Large range developed, right? No breakout on either range, but you could kind of say that, okay, from here, there might be another attempt at the range high, which is around 960. So the way to play this is you could go long here, define your stop just below this low. So 4% stop and target profit right at range high, which is around a 20% gain at $9.60. Okay, that would be a pretty good trade if it pans out. Now with BTC looking the way it does, I really don't know what it's going to do, but once again, I personally think BTC is at a key support level. All right, and I'm okay with considering going long here. Okay. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to really discuss. Talked on Twitter about the Rune position. I mentioned how yesterday in our video, I mentioned how if you look at August and September historically in BTC returns, really not the greatest months. Like here's sort of the average return for, where's August? August is right here, right? 4.1%, but across the board, you can see 2018 and 2019 negative months in August. September, definitely negative months for BTC in 2018 and 2019, and even 2017. All right, so historically, if you look at August and September, in terms of seasonality, really not the best trading environment. Okay. All right, that's all, folks. Okay, take care, everybody. Cheers.